Well, good evening. Welcome to the bar. It seems like it's been forever.
It's been a while.
We've been at the bar together.
It's been a while.
I have personally been at the bar, but not with the two of you.
You are cheating on us.
I'm cheating at you. At my favorite watering hole, I'm cheating on you. Yes.
Well, it's good to be back at the bar.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It
Cheers,
is.
everybody.
Well, cheers. Happy Sunday.
Yes.
Yes. Now you
Holiday
realize the
Sunday.
only reason we're actually having a podcast on a Sunday, of course, is because tomorrow is technically a holiday, because
right.
otherwise it would violate the rule of doing the podcast on a school night. We don't like to do that.
Never drink
That
on
could be
school.
trouble.
Never drink on school.
Well, any exciting news since our last visit at the bar?
I'll be 60 next weekend.
Woohoo!
There you go.
Welcome to the club.
Wait, whoa. Okay, we have to meet at the bar again. Okay.
So I'm excited about that, I guess.
Are you?
That's a big
feel
one.
very- I feel very young. I feel
60 is
young.
a big one. That is worth celebrating.
I don't know if there was at some point I stopped being excited about my birthday.
Well, you just had a big anniversary too.
10 years married to the beautiful
Oh.
Renee.
Yeah.
All right, here's to Renee.
Congratulations.
Yes, that's wonderful. Wonderful.
My beautiful
Cheers.
bride.
That's right.
Yeah.
She still loves me.
Have you told her there's no debt yet?
She knows there's no debt. We have debt, but the client does not.
Right.
Ours is obvious. We have to send money out.
Yeah, as do the rest of us. And how's grandparenting?
Grandparenting is great.
Yeah.
It's exhausting, sleep deprived, but it's great.
Yeah.
Cutest grandson in the world until my second grandson is now on the way.
Oh, no.
Congratulations. Oh, that's
Another cheers to
Yes.
Wow.
Cheers again, for sure.
Wow, that's good work.
Everybody's working together.
This is the same mom?
No.
The other daughter. The other daughter. Okay.
This is how the two grandkids grow up together.
That's
This is what you want.
That's what you want.
Exactly.
This is great.
Yes, everybody's very excited about them being, what's the word for it? I don't know when the cousins are so close, but.
When they're first cousins, they're
First
you know,
cousins.
they're-
Yeah, but when they're saying, and there's a big word, but I don't know.
They're gonna play together, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be awesome for sure.
Well, the first one, he'll be almost a year, I guess, by the time the second one around.
That's so close
But
to.
that's okay. That's
That's so close.
No,
So close.
No, because she'll be less than a year. It'll be more like, do the math here, so.
Well, how far along is
Well,
this?
So she's due in March.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Oh, so
okay,
that's-
so he'll be
Like-
like right around the corner.
like 10 or 11 months.
Yeah.
10 or 11 months. He'll be the big cousin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
For a little
great.
bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Less than a year, there's like, it's immaterial.
Well,
After-
so
in a while.
Yeah.
so a word to the wise:
Yeah.
be careful about babysitting on your own, because when you're a single grandparent, though, that can be very, very tiring. It's a lot of work.
Yes, well, my husband's daughter, and so my daughter that has the baby, and they're moving to Florida in January, so they were thinking of taking a night away while they still have free babysitting.
There you
So
go.
I'll be like,
That's right.
willing to take them overnight for of course I am, but I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
So
It'll be, well, I mean, as a baby, there's a limit to how much, there's going to be a lot of sleeping involved, right? So that's not too exhausting because the child is sleeping. There's nothing for you to do.
right.
For a great portion of the day. But there's things to do.
Yeah.
But, when they're that little and they're not walking, it's a lot easier. When they start walking, it's a lot
Then-
harder.
then you can't
They're on the
take her
road
out.
and they're
That's
mobile.
true.
That's when trouble
true.
begins. Yes.
They get to rolling.
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
That's right.
Come back here. You
They
gotta
move
lock 'em
quick.
up in a cage.
That's right. They move quick. Remember when we were growing up, did you guys have playpens?
Yep.
Yes.
playpens.
Yeah.
Yes.
He used to stick the kid in the playpen. And,
And then the walker became the
Right.
place.
Right.
You can't go far.
Well, the walkers were dangerous though.
Well, we didn't think so. You just
You-
keep them in a general area and hey, walk away.
He's talking about the one you sit inside. I think you're talking about the one you push. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, the one, yeah. As long as there's no stairs, I guess the walker.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Inside are
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's kind of like those Roomba vacuum cleaners. Like you hit something, you can't. You're doing your
Gotta find that edge.
I start going, you find an edge, you go in the other direction.
But we have gates on all the stairs in our house now for
Yeah.
my granddaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she can't, just go down the steps. Even though now she's walking well and can go down the steps.
How old is she?
She's
Two.
2. She'll be.
No, she's 3.
She's
She's 3. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's a big girl.
on the move, mobile.
Yes.
All right. Well, so
Episode
I
29.
have so I'm going to gripe today.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Commonwealth of Virginia, where I live, and Kevin lives, we both live in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I gather we will likely be voting for different people in a few months.
We'll see how it
But
goes.
a recent controversy has emerged, which is frankly just quite upsetting, particularly with all the political violence that we have endured over the last few years. And so the candidate for Attorney General in Virginia apparently sent these tweets, and I've actually pulled. Well, I have to read them because they're so abhorrent. I don't think I could do them justice unless I actually read them. So the candidate for Attorney General, Jay Jones, Democratic candidate for Attorney General, sent these tweets, and he's talking about the Speaker of the House in Virginia. 3 people, 2 bullets. Gilbert being the Speaker, Gilbert, Hitler, and Pol Pot. Gilbert gets 2 bullets to the head. And then he goes on and he talks about where he invoked the death of the Speaker's children and said it might cause the then Speaker to change his views. I mean, this kind of talk, this kind of contact, this kind of rhetoric is totally inexcusable. And all of the Democrats in Virginia, they have all said, well, we all condemn hateful speech, and this
Yes,
is just terrible,
It is
awful, terrible. But none of them have called on the guy to withdraw from the race.
And why?
Why?
Why would they?
Why would they? Why? Because they've got to have a candidate for Attorney General.
Well,
So the idea that they're going to let this guy get away with saying these horrible things, does somebody who says these kinds of things, should he be the chief law enforcement officer of Virginia? It's outrageous.
Well, he apologized. Did you read the apology tweets?
Just screenshot
It
those.
isn't like he sent these tweets, when he was a juvenile, or this is a grown man.
We're in a very horrible.
That's a good
We're in a very horrible climate. We're in a really horrible climate in this country, and the bar is low. We let everything slide all over the place. So when we actually want to elevate our political scene, we should elevate it all across the board. But when the other side has this kind of hateful speech, there's always it's not a big deal. It's fine. He doesn't mean it
But
that
both
way.
sides
But it's
do
horrible.
that.
It
Both
is.
sides do
do
that.
it, and it's horrible.
And have a double standard for the opposing
That is
side.
correct. And when I grew up, none of these people would be in office, especially not Donald Trump, especially not the people who have run around this country talking about the hateful things that they do, and they want to represent the people.
I do think that's true. I do think Donald Trump has changed the standard, because prior to Donald Trump, no one would have survived any of the things he survived. Starting with grabbing her by the bee, and starting with that, everybody thought he's done for, but it's
Not here.
well, he has changed the standard.
Let's use the
Sure.
word lowered the standard.
Well, this is what the
Yeah,
Democrats try to do. This is
right.
what the Democrats try to do. Let's just change the conversation, talk about how terrible Trump is.
But-
This is not about Trump.
We can talk
This
about
is about the
terrible,
Democrat-
a lot of
No,
politicians.
This is
are.
the Democrat
I'm
Attorney
saying
General
both-
candidate.
I
Both
think that both sides are hypocritical on this, and both sides, only attack the other side. But I do think this has changed since Trump. I think that, prior to that, candidates on both sides. I mean, look at Gary Hart. He was run out of the game because of
Monkey business.
monkey business. Monkey business. That was small potatoes compared to Donald Trump. So it was a different standard on both sides.
It is horrible, but it's horrible on both sides.
So, just to be clear,
and listen,
neither one of you believe that national, even Virginia Democrats, even Abigail Spanberg,
No,
the Democratic
I
candidate for
think
governor,
that
you do not believe that this person should be asked to withdraw from the race.
Well,
We
I
have
think
a
what he
convicted
said.
felon
I
in the
think
White
what he
House, so
said is.
I mean, I'm good with
It's
that.
disqualifying.
I
It
think
should
what he
be.
said is
A lot of stuff should be
unacceptable.
disqualified.
Right. I think what he said is unacceptable.
I mean, I'm watching a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff that goes now should be unacceptable
It's completely unacceptable.
on both sides.
So,
Well, I mean, I think probably what we could agree on is that political rhetoric espousing violence against your opponent ought to be disqualifying.
it should be.
Yeah.
It should be.
No.
So we can agree on that.
Okay,
But,
so-
Yes.
all right.
Yes.
But I think the lines get blurred. Like we said, we just since Donald Trump, or I think since Donald Trump too. But since
I
Donald Trump
agree,
has
there
lowered
has
the
been a-
bar,
there's
it's a
been-
blurred line
there's
of like
been
where you hold
So,
people accountable.
listen, I mean, everybody likes to say that the bar has been lowered, because of Trump, and this is all. And I don't disagree with you that some of the things that he's done and said in a previous time would have driven him out.
would have
There's no
driven
question
him
about
out.
that.
Yes.
But there are also plenty of instances prior to Donald Trump where Democrats would say horrible things about Republicans. I mean, Harry Reid took to the floor of the Senate and called George Bush a Nazi, a fascist, a war criminal. I mean,
Well-
come on.
here's the thing. I don't know why people are so upset about.
He also falsely accused Mitt Romney of never paying his taxes. On the Senate floor, he said this. With no evidence whatsoever.
Well, we're watching lies fly on the Senate floor all day long. So I mean, right now we're
all you got to
in a
do is
bad
all you
state.
got to tune in. All you got to do is tune in to Chuck Schumer, and you get a daily dose of all the lies on the Senate floor.
We just watched the Attorney General lie on the Senate floor in committee. It's horrible. It's horrible.
What did she lie about?
She lied about I can't remember the guy saying that he's taking Epstein money. Complete lie.
Right, what?
Somebody who
Yeah, so
I can't remember
said
that.
he took Epstein money.
If I-
I must have missed
For his
this.
campaign. I can't remember the guy's name. I can't remember his name. I was looking at it.
I can't remember.
Well, I'm probably sure a lot of people took Epstein money for their
No,
champagne.
she accused
I'm
me.
sure Bill Clinton did.
No, it's no different.
Epstein money
It's no different
on
from
Donald
with
Trump.
Johnson.
Yeah.
They're like, he never took the money, so she lied. She was in committee and she lied.
Well, how do we know?
She gave false testimony
We
in
need to know
committee.
who we're talking.
The same reason that he got
We need the
the
facts on
FBI
this.
director
All right,
We
in
need
cuffs
facts.
last week.
this is gonna be fact check.
I'll find it. I'll find it.
All right.
I'll find it.
Okay,
All right,
you know what? Last time you found some
I'll find it
facts,
during the break.
we did not agree with that.
Yeah.
Let's get into our first topic of the
Okay.
evening.
All right, we're getting the hook already. 10 minutes in, we're already getting the hook.
Well, unfortunately, depending on who you ask at this table, the government shutdown happened. How do we feel?
We feel crappy. That's how we feel.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with
Wait,
it.
you're okay with the
I'm okay. It was already shut down.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, everybody got fired. Nobody was there.
No. Oh my God.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Wait,
There's nobody working. There's nobody in the house.
you're saying, are you saying that no one is working in the federal government?
They are all waiting to figure out what's going to happen.
So no one's been working in the federal government?
You
Is that
can't
your-
even, you can't
is
get a
that
call
your
through.
position?
You can't get a call through.
This is
I'm being a bit facetious.
You're
I mean,
the one that is
I'm
always.
being a bit facetious.
We've been saying for a long time there is bloat in the federal
No,
government.
you're talking about
All
two
of a sudden,
different things.
no, we're not.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not.
I'm
No,
talking
we're
about
not.
Two separate things.
I have been writing there is no debt for like a year, but there is no shutdown. This is a great one.
You're talking about federal employees not working and being.
And you're
you know,
acknowledging that federal
What I'm
employees are
saying-
never working.
No, what I'm
You know how many
saying.
people work for the federal government?
What I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you right now, since he
You're
is.
saying the opposite of what you've always said to us.
You're missing my point, and I'm being a bit
Yeah.
facetious.
Okay.
Since we had the big layoffs and the Elon Musk chainsaw cuts, the government has shrunk. Services have been cut. People are complaining that they can't get through. So essentially, I'm saying the government is already shut down. And now there's an official shutdown, and we're fighting over the ACA tax credits. Just leave it closed.
So,
So-
I mean, there's so much to unpack there.
Yes.
Let's leave it closed.
Well,
It's really-
but to get to
Oh.
get to the actual substance of the matter, the Republicans prior to September 30th, which is the end of the fiscal year, the Republicans House passed a 24-page bill called a continuing resolution that funds everything as is.
Which has been previously passed by both.
Something that the Democrats voted for 13 times
Yeah.
before. Like, give us a clean CR, give us a clean CR. Republicans pass a clean CR, and Schumer decides, no, we're not going to do that. Why? Well, because back in March, when Schumer responsibly agreed to fund the government, then he got all kinds of crap from all the socialists in his party, led by AOC, who criticized him for doing it. So now he's dug in because he's afraid of the political damage from his left flank if he agrees to a CR. And what Republicans have said all along is, okay, fine, you want to talk about the expiring pandemic era Obamacare credits? Fine. Let's keep the government open and let's negotiate the Obamacare credits while we're negotiating the rest of the appropriations bills. It's an eminently sensible position.
We know they're lying about negotiating later. They're not honest people. So to let these expire, it is going to create a huge increase in healthcare costs for Americans, period.
Okay.
Huge increase.
But
Somewhere up to 75% for some people. And it's going to remove people from healthcare altogether in some places.
And you know how many?
It's going to be unaffordable.
And you know how many of those Americans who got those Obamacare credits went to families making over $400,000 a year?
yeah, let's just talk. Okay,
A lot.
okay, let's just talk about
If
what.
you want to get on Obamacare, you can get on Obamacare.
No, this is not just about Obamacare. This is about tax credits, temporary Obamacare tax credits that were enacted because of COVID. And when they were enacted to expire. They were enacted in 2021 during COVID to expire in 2025. And both Democrats and Republicans agreed to this because it was supposed to be a temporary
That's right.
benefit to get you through the pandemic, just like those $1,000 we were giving to everybody who wasn't working during like we also took away $1,000 to every person that wasn't working because those benefits also expired because COVID is over. So COVID is over. Then should we perhaps like transition it out more gradually, maybe. But one of the things that the subsidies did that we're all fighting about is eliminate the cap. It was a cap.
Right.
It was a tax credit that was available to people 400% of poverty. And one of the things that this COVID benefit did was eliminate that cap, so everybody gets it. Everybody gets it. And part of the benefit is that you only pay 8.5% of your income in your health insurance. So should that be a benefit that is permanently available to the wealthy?
But I'm sure, I'm pretty sure I read that
Should that be available
Hold
to
on.
the wealthy?
I'm pretty sure I read that the Democrats came to the table and said they're willing to reduce that cap and make sure that the wealthy of the wealthy, we're not getting this tax credit.
This has to be done in a
And
negotiation.
they should do it right now.
They
It's a
should-
simple
no.
negotiation. Just reduce the
No
cap.
one is prepared to negotiate it right now.
Well,
The
you know.
Republicans are the ones that are saying, okay, let's extend the government, let's keep the government open until November and negotiate this.
No, let's negotiate
their
now,
position
open the
is.
government
No.
and just move forward.
We
If
don't-
the Democrats want to do
No,
it, if
the government is shut now. The Republican position is let's fund the government
Yeah.
until November. That is
Problem.
1 month, so we can negotiate a reasonable transition.
If we let
from
these tax
something that was
credits
supposed to
expire,
be- was
they're going
supposed
to expire for everyone, and they're
Yeah.
not going to negotiate this.
The-
They won't do it.
this was supposed to be, again, this was enacted during COVID. Both Democrats and Republicans agreed it was a temporary program. And what part of what it did is let everybody, make sure that everybody only pays 8.5% of their income. So it's always available to everybody of any income. And one of the problems with this is that it gives, that health insurance companies can totally raise all of their
We-
premiums, and there's no
We get that.
consequence.
The point I'm trying to make,
because
but the point is,
it's a big payoff to the insurance companies.
hold on.
The federal government is on the hook.
So you're
to
telling
pay
me-
the insurance companies an indefinite amount
Okay.
because there's no income limit.
okay.
And the Democrats wanted the Democrats.
Here's the thing. You telling me we can't negotiate this in 24 hours?
No, yes, I
No.
Yes, we could.
No.
Well,
And you know who
Cannot
won't?
do it
You know who
in
won't do
24
it?
hours.
The Republicans will not sit
No.
down and actually have a
Republicans
conversation
said
and
all
say,
along-
let's make sure we get this fixed
They
right
are
now.
saying that
So
they're
that when we
gonna-
reopen the government,
They are saying
the
that
law
they-
is in place so that it helps the most needy and not the most wealthy.
All they have to do is agree to the CR, which has no changes, so that the government is open and
Till
all these
November.
government
For a month.
employees
For a
do
month.
not get laid off.
But if we,
Which is
the CR
entirely
will
the
not
fault of the
allow
Democrats.
these credits to continue. They will go away because
That's
that is a
because
part of
they
the
have to
bill.
be negotiated.
So
And
they
the
should
truth-
negotiate
and the
now
truth of the
before
matter
they-
is-
Never negotiate a
Listen.
complicated piece of
It's not
legislation.
complicated. You just said it yourself. It's not.
it
You
is.
just say the cap
Right.
comes down. These people
No.
can't get it, and we move on. It's a very
No.
simple. It's a very simple process.
It's not simple. It's not
And-
simple.
and-
You want this to gradually impact.
And we can solve the Social Security problem tomorrow because
Yeah.
we know what the problem is. Yeah, no,
We
it's
probably
not-
could.
It's not a
We
simple
probably
negotiation.
Too many old people. That's
And
the
the truth
problem.
of the,
I
truth
tell you
of the
what.
matter is the Democrats want these things to be extended forever because the Democrats have always wanted the government to take over health care.
And
That's been their plan all
And the
along.
problem with this is
Listen,
that
listen.
it benefits the health insurance companies, my least favorite people in all the world. Health
Amen to
insurance
that.
company,
well,
they can raise
the way-
rates to God's
way-
kingdom, and the government's going to pay for it.
The way it's going, the government will take over healthcare because people won't be able to afford anything else. They won't be able to afford it at all.
Part of the
People will
problem
not be able to
is
afford. You know where we're going? We're going where corporations are going to start being able to put people on 1099 and won't
Yeah.
have to give you
Yeah.
health care or benefits at all. That's where we're headed.
part of the
So the problem is we have a system that is now run by people who think privatization of everything is great.
it's a
It
lot
is
better
going
than
to
the,
ruin.
it's-
It is going to ruin this country.
it is a lot better
because
than
the rich
the-
people in this country are not true patriots.
It is a
they
lot.
are not.
That's a terrible thing to say.
I hate to say it, but they're not.
You're completely
They're
wrong.
hoarding money. They don't want to give you a decent salary.
oh my God.
They don't want to pay you any benefits. They just want you to show up, work for you a couple of dollars, and now they're buying up everything in the
Do
country.
you know who's voting Democratic these days? The rich people.
Of course they are.
The Uber
course they are.
rich, the Uber rich are voting
They,
Democrat.
they have nothing to lose.
Well, because that's their party. They're going to get what they
That's
want.
okay.
They vote
That's
you.
okay.
We want to confuse the lines with red and blue. These people are rich, just like the Republican people are rich, and this game works for both of them on both sides,
The Republicans-
no matter what. And when we stop saying red and blue, black and white, gay and straight,
Kevin.
we will hear a different song.
Kevin, the Republicans are the party. We're the party of the working
Working
man.
class.
Haven't you heard?
Shit.
This is the reality today.
That is the funniest thing I've heard all day.
And it happens to be.
Happens to be true.
What? Because you bamboozled them to believing you're in the party for the working people?
They voted for us.
What the voters are saying.
Ask
That's what the voters are
okay,
saying.
ask the farmers.
All those rich,
Ask the
all
farmers.
those rich Democrats are, all those rich people are all voting for the Democrats.
Ask for the soybean. Ask the soybean farmers.
So the problem is, so you talk about how people can't afford health insurance, and I don't disagree with you. Believe me, I have to pay for my own health insurance. It costs a shit ton of money.
Yes.
Okay. The problem is, and I hate to break it to you, Obamacare didn't work.
It does work.
It did not bend the cost
It does
curve.
work.
That was Obama's whole thing. We're going to bend the cost curve. We're going
But
to.
you know why? You know why it's not working as it could be now? Because when the Republicans got in office, they took away the mandatory. When you have everybody mandatory putting in the bucket, it's just like in.
Oh, you mean everybody funding Obamacare rather than getting health care through their employer?
When young people don't want to be on it because they don't think they need health insurance. But if you put skin in the game and you have money coming in from everybody, it reduces the cost. They took away the mandatory so people could opt out. But
Kevin.
you take away ACA,
Kevin.
you take it away, and we know the Republicans have
What
no
the
other
Democrats
plan.
want.
They got no other plan. They've been saying they had a plan for 16 years. They got no other plan.
Democrats want.
They haven't even wrote on a piece of paper healthcare, Republican healthcare plan. They don't have nothing.
Yeah, well, we have. There's actually a lot of plans. What the Democrats want is they want the government to take over health care.
No,
That's what they want.
It should be fair. It should be fair to the American people.
They want
And
a
what-
single payer system where the government is in charge. They do not want employees to be able to get employer-based health insurance, which is the thing that really keeps the costs down. Obamacare doesn't work. It's too expensive.
It works.
And the idea that we should extend these credits so that people making $500,000 a year are getting Obamacare credits,
just, let me
that's
just
ridiculous.
Talk to
one
people.
other fact, CBO, nonpartisan, keeping these benefits, extending these benefits costs $350 billion over 10 years, so $35 billion a year.
That's ridiculous.
And to let everybody benefit from this.
Listen, healthcare is important.
$350
In
billion.
America-
We need to come up with a compromise.
America is the wealthiest country on the planet.
Not only do we need a compromise, but we need a compromise that it's not going to, accrue entirely to the benefit of the insurance company.
Yes, this
Well-
this $350 billion is
What-
going to accrue to the
what do
benefit
you think
of
is
the
gonna
insurance
happen?
company.
What do
Well,
you
maybe
think?
not the entire $350 billion. Maybe just $250 billion is going to accrue to the insurance company.
So you all are sitting there telling me you think privatization of the healthcare insurance across the board, no government benefit is going to
This is
reduce
not
the
what we're
cost
talking
to
about.
healthcare?
We're talking
what are we
about.
talking about?
We're talking about. Let me tell you. Congratulations. We're talking about not extending the temporary
COVID era.
benefit.
That's right. And
That's
right,
what we're talking
and
about.
a negotiation needs to be had to make the
And
changes
you
to that bill
And you need
that will
a
make
month.
sure that the most vulnerable in our country. I know the Republicans don't care if you don't get health care.
You need.
Oh,
Just
my
because you don't
God.
have a job and you can't work,
You
because
cannot
you're
do it.
lazy.
You know what?
You're lazy if you won't go to work and make a paycheck.
We just want able-bodied people to work. I realize that's a
Even
shocking
if you've
idea.
proven that you're not able
We don't wanna
bodied, we don't
subsidize-
believe you. You're just a
We
lazy
don't want
ass.
to subsidize the Mercedes benefits
Oh
for rich
my
people.
God.
It's like it's like the DC tag program where you're going to give families who make $500,000 a year
No,
free
We can all
tuition.
agree. We can all agree.
$750.
We can all
Used to be
agree.
$1 million. You get free tuition.
That's not free tuition. It's only $10,000. It's not free tuition.
Do you need to give that?
You
And that's a pretty healthy. It's a pretty
You
healthy
get
subsidy.
$10,000 towards a state school because DC is not.
It's a pretty healthy subsidy.
I mean, it's a great benefit, but it
Alright.
shouldn't go to the wealthiest.
Alright.
It shouldn't go to the millionaires.
Yeah.
We agree on that, but my point
Okay.
is, all those things can be adjusted.
All right, so leaving aside,
And so this should be adjusted.
Yeah, so-
And it should be adjusted, and you cannot do it in a day.
right. So leaving
Any
aside,
complicated piece of legislation that is written in a day is
bad.
Is bad.
Yeah.
Take the weekend.
Having
Get it.
no,
Oh my God.
having been involved in land legislation.
Maybe the Democrats
Can I
will
do
just
it
do the
every day?
responsible thing and open the damn government so we can start
I
negotiating.
think we all can agree that everyone needs health care and to make Tylenol great again, okay?
Democrats hold the line, baby.
Yeah,
Keep it shut down.
That's right.
RFK and
Not their
Trump.
position.
Yeah.
Did you all see the Tylenol thing? Or?
Yes.
Oh God, we cannot go down that
Oh,
road.
I'm sure you don't want to go
We
there.
cannot go down that rabbit hole. I mean, somebody's suggesting that a pregnant woman with a fever should not take Tylenol.
I know, that's crazy.
right up there with maybe we ought to drink bleach.
Yeah,
I mean, it's,
that's crazy. That's
We should have a tally of the dumbest things we hear.
That's
I
that is
mean,
crazy.
well,
I mean,
Better
listen,
freak out.
I have never been a pregnant woman. I just fully admit that. But I gotta tell you, what are you gonna, if a pregnant woman has a
You have to give
fever,
it- yeah.
how in the hell are you gonna treat it?
Exactly, you got it in time because her high body temperature is worse.
Yes.
Really bad for the baby. So,
Clearly.
I know.
Which,
Listen.
and if you have a fever and you have a high body temperature, could that not lead to something like autism?
Right.
Well, just
Right.
remember,
The Tylenol
our
thing is
president is
crazy.
heavily invested in Motrin.
Oh my God. Jeez.
That's a fact.
You
This is
cannot
like-
take- you
this
can't
is-
take
The
Motrin.
president's family
That's
are
already been established. You can't take Motrin.
they're invested
If
in
that is true, that is insane.
Well, of course it's not true.
It is true.
He just.
It is true.
This
Is it
like,
But
Googleable?
he's invested in
Oh
Motrin.
my God.
Him and his family are invested.
All right. Well, I think
Our glasses are empty.
At least two of us agree that the government ought to be reopened and the Schumer shutdown should end.
Yes.
And we all agree. I think we all agree that if you're going to extend these credits, these pandemic era credits, that we ought to figure out a way to do this so that the people who really need them are having it extended, and the people
Right.
who are wealthy
Right.
are not having the credits extended.
Thank you for explaining my point. Spot.
Things that-
All right. Should we head to topic 2?
Sure.
Sure, or do we need a break? What do you think?
Probably need a break. I see some empty glasses out there on the
Okay.
I
horizon.
could use a little refresher.
All right.
Anyway, all right.
Still, we'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, we are back at the bar with fresh beverages.
Yes, we are.
We're
Drinking something new, right,
We're
John?
feeling more refreshed. Well, Rachel switched.
I
to a
have
potion.
switched to John's drink because I
This looks like a foo-foo drink, but it's really not.
Okay,
I just
okay,
wanted to
all right.
clear that.
Yeah.
feel bad you can drink this drink.
Even though it has
Is
a,
anybody
even though it
worried?
has a pinkish hue.
Nice purple hue there.
Yeah, no umbrellas, so you're good.
It is not a cosmopolitan, I can assure you. Anyway, all right, this is the segment where I'm going to blow up Kevin's head by talking about Trump and the Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, no. My
At any rate, so this is so we now have a deal after
Yes.
2 years of war between Israel and Hamas. We think have a deal where the remaining hostages are going to be released
Imminently.
imminently. We think, being a little bit cynical about these things, I will believe it when I actually see the hostages.
Yeah.
Right. But look, I mean, I think that this is a great thing. I mean,
This is a
this has
great
been
thing.
going on for 2 years, and you got to be. I think everybody should be honest, even the Democrats, and some of them have,
Some of them have.
where they have credited Trump for getting this thing done. So, how do we feel
Yes.
about this?
I think it's great. I think the 20-point plan is great. I am so excited and happy and do believe it when you see it, but that the hostages are coming home. I think that's great. And there's a ceasefire and relief aid is going to be, going into Gaza at rapid rates, and 20-point plan, if the whole thing is agreed to, I think it's great. I think so. You get Hamas is no longer part of the government in Gaza, and the tunnels are destroyed, the weapons are destroyed. Anyone in Gaza can stay if they want to, and eventually this leads to a two-state solution. I think it's great.
Well, and to be clear, there aren't many hostages who remain alive,
Alive.
but it is very, very important to Jewish families to make sure that they have the bodies
Right.
Right.
of the dead hostages.
Right.
But I think it's like 43 still. Am I saying that?
20 are alive. Around
20.
20.
Okay.
Wow.
So I agree. This is great. And I'm sure those families are just relieved, especially for the ones who survived this horrible, horrific 2-year period of being held captive. So I think there's no one can be upset about the deal that has been made or who made the deal. It doesn't matter. Thank God the bombs have
Am I hearing
stopped.
a little bit of a compliment there? Just
Thank God the
ever
bomb-
so slightly.
I listen. When people, I'm a fair person. When people do something good, you acknowledge it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. On the flip side, I watched a lot of footage for the past few weeks of just how they destroyed everything over there, and what sickens me, and I pray that this is not what people are planning, but it appears to me that they have done the demolition to redevelop the Gaza Strip and displace those people and turn it into what Trump and family and other elite leaders have wanted to turn it into, which is a paradise for people to come and visit. And this,
But that's
if
not
this
the 20-point plan.
has nothing to do with
It's not
20-point
in the
plan.
plan.
The 20-point
This is
plan-
about his son-in-law Kushner and all his development buddies who want that land, and they're going to turn it into a resort and a place where people can go on vacation.
I believe the term was Gaza on the Riviera.
That is right. Gaza on
He
the
has,
Riviera.
he has not. He
That
has
is
not said
what
that.
the plan
Not
is.
now.
Months.
Not now. But
And
it's
any-
not-
but let me
it's not
tell
part
you,
of the plan.
when you go over
not
and
the
just
plan.
destroy every building in sight, that was sickening.
But
And these
why-
people,
but-
I don't even. You
but
said
Kevin,
these
but-
people
I mean,
can
but
come
you know
back
what-
if they.
Remember why they
You know,
did that? They
you
did
know
that
what that-
because
Hamas.
Hamas put women and children in these places. I mean, they used them as human shields.
They
I mean,
use
it was-
them as
that's
human shields.
horrible.
They built their weapons and their headquarters underneath the hospitals and the child care centers. They have never cared
It was
about
barbaric.
the Palestinian civilian
give a damn about
population.
the
They don't give a
Palestinians.
damn about the
Well,
Palestinian civilians.
Apparently, no one gives a damn about the Palestinians.
That's not true. That's not true.
Netanyahu doesn't care about them.
That's not
Hamas
true.
doesn't care about them.
That's not true. But
And these
Hamas-
people are in a
this-
horrible,
the
horrible
plight
position.
of the people in Gaza is placed squarely on Hamas.
Well, the response that left them now with nothing is not.
But now there's a commitment to rebuild Gaza and
You know when
not displace anybody. People don't
Kevin,
want to
think-
stay
think-
there.
Think about it this way: where is all the wealth in the Middle East? All of the wealthy, all of the very wealthy countries in the Middle East. These folks are now going to have a stake in rebuilding all this, and frankly, they can afford it.
okay, that's fine. But here's the thing: these very people who have been displaced, none of those countries wanted them. None of them
I
invited
don't
them.
disagree with you.
Well,
None of them invited them to take refuge in their
this is-
countries
this is
and make a
true.
better life for themselves. So
This
they
is
left.
true.
They
No,
left
no.
them on a war field to be destroyed. Their kids to be killed. Their fathers and brothers and sons to be
Well,
killed.
That is true.
And
that
so
all, that
here
all
we
their
are.
Arab neighbors,
And-
none of them wanted them. That's true.
and-
but yet,
and I
Israel took the
promise
blame
you,
and they didn't.
If we see towers going up in restaurants and hotels, this is all a part of the plan.
Well,
You know what?
if that
Hotels and towers should go up. That
Yeah.
will only benefit the local population.
Are you kidding
It will
me?
bring jobs and no, I'm not kidding you.
Yeah, they'll
That
be-
will
they need to
benefit the
create
local.
an economy there.
It will create an economy.
For
Exactly.
who? For who?
For
the wealthy.
Palestinian- no.
No, stop.
No,
You don't
the
believe that.
Yes,
you don't
I
believe.
do. Yes,
They'll be
I
the
do.
maids and the butlers and the
No,
janitors.
it
Yes,
will-
they will.
It will
They won't
create-
own a single strip of land.
it
They
will
won't own a
create-
single
it will
building.
Who's going to
create
be
an
living
economy.
there?
It will create an economy.
I'm guarantee you they will be living there in
It
the
will
worst
create-
conditions.
No, they're not
In the worst conditions.
Not the conditions that Hamas kept them in. Hamas kept them in refugee centers. Hundreds of millions of dollars
Right.
went to Hamas.
Well-
Not a penny was spent on the civilian population.
Well, let's see
Not a
what
penny.
let's see what happens.
All of them, all
Let's
the
see what
hundreds of
happens.
millions that went to Hamas was spent on those underground tunnels underneath the hospitals and daycare centers and against weapons to destroy Israel because they still don't acknowledge the right of Israel to exist.
And guess what? That is not going to stop.
That's why part of the 20-point plan is that Hamas cannot be part of the governing
Okay.
body.
Do we even
in-
know who Hamas is?
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Yes.
Oh, we
We know some of them, but we know all of them.
Well, the Israelis
and these
have taken out
people
a few.
and these people will recruit. These people will recruit and realign
No.
and re-strategize because that's
No, well,
they
first of all,
believe in their mission.
First of all, their funders have been vastly destroyed by Israel, and that's part of the reason why this could happen. because
The bombing of the underground sites in Iran was part of this.
Iran,
That
Hezbollah.
is connected. The destruction of Hezbollah, which the Israelis did. These things are all connected.
they're all connected.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll
And-
see.
and so-
we'll see. There's still money, and there's still people who
Well,
don't.
okay.
Instead of sitting down and having
You know
a
what?
real
If there was
peace
still
agreement and giving
If
people
Hamas
an
was
opportunity
still
to
viable, they would never have
survive
agreed
and
to
thrive. These people haven't been to school. These kids have not been to school for months, weeks, years.
this. And you know,
These people are.
and-
We're not going to give them any mental health. I promise you.
and if you
Nobody.
if
You're
you
just-
look- if you
figure
look
it
at
out.
If you look at the textbooks that Hamas was giving the kids prior to that, when they were in school, it was the math was taught by how many Jews you could kill.
Listen.
It
listen.
was.
Listen.
It
Listen.
was.
Listen.
True.
Listen.
Yeah,
Listen.
It's
You're
true. Those were the textbooks.
you're down in the weeds about this
I'd say-
because
no,
and,
because
and
I'm
because
talking about
it
who-
is horrible. But the point I'm trying to make
and
is
who
up.
fostered the hate.
Okay, that's fine. It's bad. But the people who have the money and the power should really go in and try to make this a space for these people to
And that's what
to
they're
be
doing.
able
It's
to
part of
live
the
and
plan.
thrive.
But the people with the
That's part
money,
of
the
the
people
plan.
with the money and the power, are Arab nations.
That's fine.
And
But they should
and
go
that-
in and help
that
these
is
people.
part
But
of
I
the-
promise you, it
that's
won't
part
be
of the
all just the
plan.
Arab nations who go over there and turn into the next great resort for people to come and vacation and make a lot of money from the wealthiest of the wealthy around this world.
You know, but if
And that's
you-
the
you
point
know,
I'm
if
trying to
you
make.
build some
You can
resorts-
you can be angry.
it's
It
a-
doesn't mean that I don't agree with what Hamas did. I'm not suggesting that. My point is this whole demolition, destruction, these people are still going to be displaced. They're not going to get any help. They're not
they-
going to get any help.
well,
And that is disgusting to me.
Already today, you can see the trucks and trucks of aid going in there. And if the 20-point plan can go through because Hamas agrees to destroy their weapons,
Which is the key.
which is the key,
Yeah.
because solely up until now, their entire mission has been to destroy the state of Israel and every living Jew there. If they agree to the 20-point plan, destroy their weapons, destroy the tunnels, the world is going to invest in Gaza. And you know what? It could be a very wealthy resort community, which benefits everybody.
Okay.
And the part of the 20-point
Okay.
plan is that no civilian who wants to stay,
Oh, my
every
God.
civilian that wants to
The
stay
ri-
can stay.
The rising tide will lift all the boats.
Oh, Lord.
But I think we're-
Except the boats with the hole in them.
Well, listen, look, at the end of I think we're all in agreement that this is actually a good thing.
It is a good thing.
And it is good that we appear to have come to a resolution of this crisis. Lots of work lies ahead.
Yes. Well, I hope those
We
people
shall
come home. I hope those people come home tomorrow.
I agree.
As they promised. So
Yes.
that
All right.
would be great to watch.
Okay, so moving on to our next topic, the great TikTok deal. What do we think about this? So just for
The
background,
devil is in the details.
background for
The
our
devil is in the
listeners.
details.
About, I guess this was like a year and a half ago, while Biden was still president, the Congress passed a law, president signed it, that banned TikTok. Now, why did we ban TikTok? We banned it for national security reasons, because the Chinese government controlled the algorithm. They wrote it. They controlled the algorithm. The algorithm was responsible. It created the content that American users of TikTok would see. And to be clear, the American users of TikTok were seeing something entirely different than the Chinese users of TikTok.
That is facts. That is a fact.
My own view of this is not only was that this was a national security problem, but I think the Chinese have an interest in corrupting our youth. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
And they have a political position in the world that's more aligned with Iran than the United States.
Yeah, it is.
And
So
the fact that 43% of adults under 30 get their news from TikTok is concerning if it's the news that they're getting is controlled by China and Iran.
Yes, agreed. So we're now at the point where the law was passed. Trump takes office. Trump decides, as opposed to when he was president the first time, when he didn't like TikTok, he now decided that he likes TikTok because he believes that was the reason that young people voted for him. So he did a 180 on TikTok and kept extending the deadline to try to get a deal, for a quote American-owned company to take over TikTok. And so now there's a deal. I think talk about the devil's in the details.
Devil's in the details.
Devil's definitely in the details on this one. Yeah. So I mean, my own view is I remain a little concerned about this because I want to see how this is all going to unfold, and I want to see very clearly that the Chinese are no longer in charge of this algorithm.
Well, I think Oracle is one of the partners who is buying it, right? And so we'll see. If you think what you saw from the Chinese people was bad, wait till the American people take over.
No. Okay, but
listen. We can debate this all day.
You are like Mr. Cynical.
But let me just listen.
We
let our young people see everything.
Okay, but
we don't shield them from anything.
You're not saying that China control, who's ever controlling America is still better than having China control the news that's going to our young people.
It depends on your position.
What position is it where you think China is better?
I'm certainly not interested in the Communist Party deciding what our young people are seeing.
What was the argument you said about how socialism is like taking over among young people?
Well, yes.
Maybe that has something to do with it.
They're more enamored with socialism than they are capitalism.
Well, they can't afford a loaf of bread. What do you want them to do?
Well, the problem is that they're being indoctrinated by America's public education system.
Well, wait till they get indoctrinated by what's coming from TikTok next.
You know what?
Listen, you can be mad.
Take my chances.
You can be mad about that. I don't disagree that it was a national security threat, but social media, I think, of course, and we've all said that, is the devil.
Yes, we've talked about that many times before. It's the devil.
And it's unfortunate that young people have now been driven to it for factual information because there's so much non-factual information on social media. And I'm going to get rid of TikTok when they switch it over. I'll come off the platform.
But it's not on my phone.
Just as one,
never has been.
One quick thing that I just noticed about this conversation and the last conversation we had, John, you said something about the Hamas situation where you're like, I'll believe it when I see the hostages come out, right? And I think that the new generations or the generations that are on TikTok are operating from an idea that if it's not on video, it didn't happen. We don't know who to believe. So we have to see something in order to prove these things. And then the people that give their own opinions, it's so easy to fall victim to that being the truth just because they pull up these facts and these paragraphs from these random people. But that's how I view the news. But
are you saying that because TikTok shows the news in videos that it's more credible?
No. What I'm saying is that they'll.
If I don't see it on video,
if I don't see it on video, then it didn't happen. I'm saying that's the perception for some of the younger generation.
But that's part of, but right. And so for young people, it's like 43% of them are getting their news from TikTok. And so but still the videos that are shown on TikTok are obviously biased videos.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
That's- I
TikTok
don't even-
TikTok. All of these platforms are money. This is a new way for people to survive.
Absolutely.
A new way to
That-
live and make money. So
When you say bias, do you mean like they're pushing?
I mean,
like
the
Republican
algorithm pushes
voter?
you
Well,
to the content
Yeah.
that
That you say you like.
wants you to see.
That is
And
that you say you like.
That's what you. It's what you say you like.
Say you like what you click on. If you say I like this, they say okay, we're gonna give you a
So in
little
other
more.
words,
but it gives you a subject you're interested
Yeah,
in, and then it gives you the slant because you can also present videos on every side. Like you watch CNN, you watch the videos on Fox, and you watch the videos on CNN. They're totally different. Than one place there's like peaceful protests, and the other place is like, like,
It's not informing you of anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
perhaps the most disturbing thing about all of this is, people need to read,
Well, that's
not
just
watch a video.
that's too much work.
But to be honest,
That's too much work.
To be honest, the
Because
news you watch, the news you watch
How
is
does your
no.
brain
the video-
develop without
the
reading?
video content can be just as biased and manipulated
No question.
as any other content. So
Well, that's what I was going to say. What's the difference between news and TikTok? The people on the news don't
Well,
do anything but
Because
tell
in
your
TikTok,
stories just
all
like
you're
TikTok.
doing is you're getting a headline. You can't understand any public
you're not
policy
going to-
issue
you're-
by
yeah.
reading a headline.
yeah,
Right.
So there's
You
two
just-
things.
You're not
One
getting
is
all the-
you're-
you're not getting
one
all the
is you're
facts.
getting a very superficial snippet, and again the algorithm is biased.
Yeah. Well, so it
I've
follows
said- I've
you.
said
It
this
wants
before.
to keep giving because when you like and click, the people who are making the money, not only the owner of the platform who makes money off the advertising for sure,
Yeah.
but the people who decided that this is going to be their livelihood and use it to promote themselves. And then people like, you got Joe Rogan and all these big podcasters out
Right.
here who make millions of dollars doing this.
Got it.
So whatever their position is, if you like Joe Rogan and you think he's telling the truth,
That's what's going to be in your feed.
that's what's going to be in your feed. That's what you get.
Right.
So
But you're more than likely already think that way anyway. If you like Joe Rogan,
Okay.
there's some
but
things
let's
that come with
say-
that.
let's say you're uninformed
But
and you-
why do you think that way? You think that way because of what's been populating your feed, and what's populating your feed is a lot of headlines without a lot of content.
But-
so you're being dissuaded from actually digging in to figure out, all right, well, what does this really mean?
And let's
Got
say
it.
you
Okay.
show
I can agree with
interest in the subject, so you show interest in the Israeli-Gaza war, and
So-
so you show interest in the subject. If you're controlling the algorithm, you're going to give you a lot more content from one point of view than the other point of view. You're going to give them a lot more content, the subject that you've shown interest in, from your point of view.
But it goes back to the whole woke thing, right?
Right.
So they the people on the other side, y'all are woke.
Yeah.
What really that is about is when people went off to school, college, and you're going to hear liberal come out somebody's mouth in a few minutes. These liberal colleges. When you go to school and you start learning how to critically think, then you begin to learn how to understand what you're reading and what you're hearing and be able to come to some conclusions for yourself about what's factual, what makes sense, what's logical, as opposed to the snippets that we get from social media. And therefore, the Republicans always call these people brainwashed because they go to school and they learn how to critical think.
Well,
And
they're-
then they want to call them.
they're
Then they
being
want to
taught
call
by-
them.
they're being
Then
taught
they
by
want
liberals.
to. Then they want to call them woke. And
Because
that's
they
another.
are.
Yes, they are woke. They are woke to what's reality.
No.
And be able to
No,
determine
they're-
what makes sense
no,
for them
they're-
and make
they-
decisions about how. Because a lot of everybody that comes out of these schools doesn't become a Democrat and want to become a transgender person. Okay, all right.
Agreed.
Okay.
True.
There are Republicans who come out of these schools. There are a lot of them that are currently sitting
No,
in the
because
House
they're
and the
silencing
Senate.
free speech because the Democrats don't
Lord
want
have
all these progressive liberals don't want any alternative thought on American campuses.
Oh my gosh. The
That's-
whole point
that's
of
a
going to
huge
school
part of
is
the
to have
problem.
independent thinking.
They were banning conservative speakers on many campuses.
No, they were
Yes,
not.
they
The
were.
Harvard
They
president
were.
said
They
himself they invite all types of speakers to their campus to talk to
They
students.
silence liberals, silence speech they do not agree with. They're all for the First Amendment. They're all for free expression and thought, as long as you're expressing speech and thought they agree with.
Well, we're running into a real problem with the media itself now because our president is deciding there should be only one voice in media. And he's going to try to shut down everybody
You
who
mean
disagrees
his?
with him. Yeah. Yes. His voice.
Well, this is
So
actually,
every media group that says he's horrible,
Yeah.
he's going to try to turn you off.
well, listen.
No, he
thi-
does do that.
This is actually a great
He does
segue.
bad people from the press room.
This is a great segue.
It is.
To our final topic, which is I am more excited about this than I've been in a very long time. So Barry Whyce, Barry Whyce's background. Now this is a liberal, gay, independent woman who was fired from the New York Times editorial board because she had the audacity to suggest that the editorial page should occasionally have some divergent opinions. And one of the big reasons that she ended up getting fired is she wanted to print an op-ed by Republican Senator Tom Cotton, who in the op-ed, Cotton was questioning the origins of COVID,
Right.
and suggested that
Right.
maybe it wasn't in a lab.
Maybe it was.
Yeah, or maybe it wasn't
Wasn't
a
a
lab.
lab, right? It wasn't a
Yeah,
lab.
it wasn't.
Right.
She was
Yeah.
suggesting it was
He
lab.
was suggesting it was a
a
lab-based leak.
And
Yes.
the media had shut down that possibility
Yeah.
during COVID. And in fact, it's now, I'm
Most people believe it was a lab leak.
most people believe it was a lab leak.
So Barry Whyce, she gets fired from the New York Times, and she starts this outlet called the Free Press, and it is an outstanding publication. They are not snippets, they are not headlines, they are feature-length articles that you actually have to read, in order to figure out. But it's about free thought and expression. Now, she is pro-Israel. She does not. She blames Hamas for the war on October 7th. That started 2 years ago. She is against DEI. So, of course, that's the reason that the liberals hate her. So that's a big reason that liberals hate her, because she's not in favor of DEI stuff. So now Barry Whyce has been hired by I'm forgetting the guy's name. He's the young Ellison, David Ellison, who runs Skydance, which now owns CBS News, and David Ellison has now hired Barry Whyce to run CBS News.
Yeah.
I think that this is the greatest thing. This could potentially save the legacy media, because now you're going to have somebody in charge of CBS News who believes in free thought and expression, divergent
Wherever it
views,
goes, yeah.
wherever it is, follow the facts where it goes, report the facts as they are.
Yeah.
I think this is a great thing.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, and there was also an NPR reporter who was like NPR, very liberal all the way, until he also started questioning the origins
That's
of
right.
COVID and suggesting that it was a lab leak, and he also
And then
got-
NPR got rid of him.
Yeah, and right, and as far as I'm concerned, it was a lab leak, and that was just squashed because it wasn't politically woke.
You all agree with that it was a lab leak?
Yes, I believe it was a
yeah,
lab leak.
yes, I do.
Absolutely.
Well, the government has
I don't
to.
think it was anything deliberate about it. I don't think it was a Chinese
Hoax or anything?
Well,
I think it was an accident, but
it was totally an accident, but I believe absolutely it was
Well,
a lab leak.
yeah,
And they were conducting gain-of-function
Right.
research, which the whole purpose of gain-of-function research is to get ahead of a virus,
Right.
so that you mutate a virus. So in case it mutates like that in nature, you're prepared, but it's very risky research.
And the reason that the left didn't like the idea of a lab leak is because we had people who were funding, NIH was funding
it.
gain-of-function research.
Gain-of-function research and gain-of-function
And they didn't
research.
want that exposed.
Yeah, gain-of-function research, you can see, you can understand the rationale for it, get ahead of a mutation, but it's very, very risky because you deliberately create mutations in a virus with the idea that you get ahead of it so you're prepared to fight against it. But
Very dangerous.
And
very dangerous.
You're trying to find a
and-
cure of it.
trying to find a cure, but it's very dangerous, and the security precautions that you have to take are rigorous, and there is documentation that the lab in Wuhan was lax on those security precautions. I mean, it's really rigorous. You have what you have to do to go into the lab and like cleaning and all that kind of stuff. And
Well, and considering where this was in communist China, we
Yeah.
actually have no idea.
Yeah.
We have no idea how many Chinese people actually died.
yeah,
That's
so
not a clue.
That's true.
Right.
We have no idea.
But the research that shows kind of like the mutations and the science of it points to a mutation in the lab, not in the wet market. So,
But it's unfortunate that the leaders around the world don't want to tell the truth all the time.
Yeah.
So they want to block it and say
but
that's not what happened.
That includes us.
Because
Well,
if you-
CBS
yeah,
is
that
not going to do
includes us
that
for
anymore
sure.
because Barry Whyce is there.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what the guys say upstairs. But
Well, no,
but
I
it's
think
important
this
that it's unfortunate that because people can take the truth. But when you can create these conspiracy theories and these lies, and then people run two different spaces as opposed to just saying, "Hey, this is what happened," or we're gonna get out here and fight it. It's just like now they want to say that the vaccines are killed everybody, right? Everybody who took it is sick and they can't
but-
think and can't walk. I mean,
But in this
we need to
case,
stop
you
that
had,
kind of
you
thing.
had two liberal journalists, New York Times and NPR, that were convinced that there was something to this lab leak, and they were squashed. So
well, I mean, my
that
point
shouldn't
is, it's
happen.
unfortunate that we do that. It's unfortunate
Right.
that we do that.
Well,
That's
so
what I'm
did
saying.
that.
It's suppressing news, and it's one of the
It's
things.
And it's
Yeah.
why
And-
people on social media get 3,000 different versions of everything,
Yeah.
and you don't know what the truth is.
I just thought,
Because all they're getting is a headline.
All
about
they're getting,
something.
right.
And so young people don't trust traditional media, so that's why they're going to social media and TikTok.
And China never.
So I'm also like, really encouraged by
Because we want
this
people to be able
development.
to trust the media again.
Yeah.
What was more
It's like
scary?
one of the things that you say this repeatedly. Why can't we just agree on a basic set of facts, of obvious facts, right? The sun rises in the east; it sets in the west, right?
Yeah.
If you're on TikTok, if you're on social media,
Yeah.
they're going to tell you something different. Therein lies the conspiracy theory.
Yeah. So
The
yeah.
sun really doesn't rise in the east.
Well,
I think
So I agree.
What's-
I think this is a very good development. I think Barry
Well-
Whyce on CBS is.
I think they need to
Here's-
reimagine.
Here's the scary part about this whole thing: the family that owns Skydance and CBS are now going to be they have a monopoly on the media because they own
that would
so.
On one
Well,
They own tons of networks. TNT, ESPN, they will own tons of networks.
Well,
that's all.
okay.
And here's the problem.
Paramount
Here's the
but-
problem.
but
Here's the
media
problem.
is
Here's the problem.
consolidating.
There's going to be one voice coming at you.
But media, media, it's better than, you know what? I take that over the TikTok voice. Which is
Until
one
the-
voice.
too.
Well, they're
One
buying.
voice.
not- but
Listen,
But
they're buying
media-
TikTok
no,
too.
media is
I disagree.
consolidating. That's a problem, but I'd rather have someone that I think has a solid background and an unbiased background running it
I
than
disagree.
somebody
I
else.
disagree.
Well,
I totally
we'll
disagree.
see.
That's-
We'll
that's
see.
good.
We'll see. We'll see if they're solid.
Right. It's
She
so
has a
it's
solid back. New York Times, New York Times is as liberal as you get. She starts her background is as liberal as you get. So.
So I want to apologize for saying that the Trump family invested in Trump.
I love
Which points,
accountability.
which
Yeah.
points again,
Accountability.
I
That's
do love it.
exactly right.
points
I do love
again
that.
to the fact that social media is the devil.
Well, we can all agree. We can all agree on that.
Yes, we can.
All right. Yes. Yes. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
I think. Well, this was a good one.
Yes, it was.
Well, here's to potentially the legacy media being saved, and people perhaps over time becoming a little more confident in what they read on the news. Or
Yes.
Yes.
We certainly hope so.
Yes.
Join us back at the bar soon.
All
For
right.
episode 30.
Salute. Cheers.